I figured.
The damn thing I was worried about was I was worried it was going to fall off. See, my wing tanks are still on here. So up in the distance, that's Bodie, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about as concerned about going over a jagged rock and slashing my tire.
I didn't see any jagged rocks. There's no big holes, that's for sure.
You know, I thought it was going to be a lot more dilapidated than that, but maybe we're just...
Well, like I said, it's only ghost towns since like the 20s, I think. If you got one from the 1800s, it'll all be falling down. And
Oh, yeah. Huh?
yeah, plug is right high.
No services out here. I'm surprised there's that many buildings. I really didn't expect to see that much. So this is the town of Bodie. This is a mining town?
It was, yeah.
What did they mine? Silver?
I think so.
Ran out of silver. Otherwise there'd still be people here. So is this a state or national park? Is
It's now a state park.
a state park?
And the agreement is to keep it as they got it, so they don't fix it, but they try not to let it deteriorate anymore.
Oh, I see. So they have to leave it original.
Right.
Wow.
Rough, you're gonna be new bugs coming up. story?
Fire. Someone set a fire.
Yeah, a kid.
Yeah.
He was having a tantrum after not having cake and ice cream because during the Depression, and his mom served Jell-O because that's all they could afford.
And it just about decimated the town.
Yeah.
Did you see the pictures in that one building down there? It
Yeah.
showed the 4 photographs.
Yep.
Look behind you. Fire hydrant.
Yep.
And I don't know if you noticed also, you probably did, all the power lines.
Yeah, it was one of the first towns. It was the 3rd largest town in California in the late 1800s, and it was one of the first towns electrified because...
FDR wanted, wasn't it FDR? Or?
No, it was before FDR. It was actually when electricity first came out.
Oh, who am I thinking of?
It was actually the mine needed it.
Right.
Because they were going through 20 cords of wood to just heat it to working level.
20 cords of wood a day?
A day, and wood was $40 to $50 a cord up here.
Holy cat! Well, I can imagine. There's no
trees.
trees.
Actually, one of the biggest crimes and one of the most frowned upon was stealing firewood because it's so expensive. And
sounds like it was more expensive than the gold.
Just about. Yeah, they said at the time gold was $20 an ounce or something like that.
They must have got. Don't they use arsenic in sluices to separate the gold from the?
Arsenic and cyanide, yeah.
Arsenic and cyanide, yeah.
And mercury.
Yeah. Can you imagine all the people that must have died of, heavy metal poisoning out here?
Yeah. Mercury is a big one they use.
Oh,
even
heck
now
yeah.
They still use mercury.
Oh yeah, Quicksilver. So. Isn't that amazing?
But the.
And
so the boy burned it down. It got down to just one family here, and the guy bought up all the things because World War II. And he thought when the people returned from World War, FDR actually signed a thing stopping gold production.
Really? Oh.
And that's what killed it. That's what finally finished the town. The last few people moved out because there's still a few sites, but not much.
Did you go to the historical thing?
Yeah.
How did I miss that? I thought we were there at the church. Was there a different church? There must be more than one.
No, I was there. She just walked up. It was a very informal thing. And you'd walked out. It was right when you were going to take pictures of those cars. And I called you, but you didn't hear it.
Oh, jeez.
So listen to that. But Bodie was up here with 3 partners. Found the gold. It was winter, so they had to leave. And the other 2 partners, they said they don't know if they cheated him or the partners just decided they didn't want to come back. But anyway, Bodie was the only one guy. He was coming back with another partner, and they were starting to work it up here alone. And the new winter was coming, and they were starting to stockpile provisions. And they had a real bad blizzard set in early November on one of their last provisioning runs, and they got caught in a whiteout blizzard. And story has it that he got exhausted, fell down, couldn't continue, and his partner said he'd come back for him. Never went back for him.
This is Bodie that fell out?
Yeah, Bodie that fell out. His new partner, Anyway,
So maybe there was some foul play there?
So they went and found Bodie's body late spring the next year. A few other people had come up here to start working the mines that Taylor had hired. They actually went out feeling bad looking for him, found him, and brought, by then it was just skeletal remains back. But he had a big...
Yeah.
Back of his skull had been crushed.
Gee.
So
it must have fallen backwards on a very large rock.
Yeah. So mixed stories on that. And then the Taylor, the guy that did that, it was too hard. He wasn't a very good businessman. Anyway, he didn't succeed. He left and started doing ranching. He got caught between 2 warring Paiute tribes and killed a few years later.
2 warring what?
Paiute Indian tribes.
Oh, okay.
I guess they weren't actually necessarily after him, but he was stuck in between the battle and stuff.
And got caught up in the crossfire, as it were.
South End of town was respectable and nice people. North End of town were hovels and brothels and bars. 65 bars.
65? 65 bars?
65 bars.
Wow. How did, it makes you wonder. I mean, people must have...
These hydrants were put in during the boom days, and they were gravity fed from up on the hills of water. And in their day, they worked really good. But when the fire broke out, they hadn't been maintained for years, so they went to break open the hydrants and
nothing came out, yeah.
But,
wow. Which would explain why damn near the entire town burned away.
Yeah. They had 2 fires, but the big one that took out most of the town was started by that little boy. And then they had to move shortly thereafter because people took what was left here.
Boy, I bet he got a licking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't know this, but although everything was still owned, the road to get in and out of here was a toll road.
Really?
The whole time, and it was by the pound, so that's why everything got left here. is because people that weren't doing well couldn't afford to take it out. And if you were doing well, it's cheaper to buy new shit later. So
you had to pay a toll just to take your things out of here?
In and out, yeah.
And you paid by the pound.
And
wow.
I think that's why the cordwood was so expensive.
Wow.
So, the wage for the miners was $4 a day in 1870, 1880, which was twice the wage for like working on the docks in San Francisco or being a teamster working the different areas along California. So it was a draw for money. But it wasn't boomtown. It wasn't that kind of boom money. It was a good wage.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully we can hear this. I mean, I got the case on here. We should be able to hear it pretty well. But
so anyway, there was a social dance in the south end of town, the respectable side of town, and one of the miners' wives was volunteered to work it for like the miners' union.
Uh-huh.
And so they had moderate amounts of time, but it was mostly misdemeanor stuff, like I said, stealing wood, and drunkenness. So there was a merchant there. He didn't work the mine, he was a merchant that was trying to make time with this guy's wife. And I guess the miner came out for shift and went to see his wife, and she was dancing with him. This guy had a reputation and stuff. So started an altercation. Miner was told to leave. So he's like, okay, fine. And he's leaving. And the guy came out of the thing and shot him in the back of the head with the thing. So
a gun?
with a gun, yeah. They shot him in the back of the head over the altercation for whatever reason, even though the guy was leaving. So he was arrested. It was murder. Tons of witnesses. The sheriff and the deputy here were pretty ineffective, to say the least. I guess one paper report actually had a reward if anybody could find him patrolling at night.
Really? That's pretty bad.
So they arrested him and they put him in a boarding house. They didn't put him in jail for some reason. And the deputy got drunk and he escaped. After an extensive search for a little while, they found him in his home. Took him back, and then they put him in jail. And then a mass group of men, a vigilance committee, if you will, comes over, demands him. The sheriff readily gave him over, and they lynched him. And so that ended.
Is that the jail there, or what is it?
No, let's see. And the threat of this vigilance committee ended almost all the rest of the crime.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they say,
and there was a lawyer, according to the legend, there was a lawyer that decided he was going to bring the vigilance committee to justice.
Yeah.
And the town judge was part of the mob. So he lynched the guy and told the lawyer what was going to happen. And the lawyer left town shortly thereafter.
Well, sometimes the way crime is now, whatever that is, it's got a heavy door on it.
I'm thinking that's a jail. So I was gonna look.
Well, that's not a jail I'd want to spend any time in. Look at that place.
All of one door.
You sure it's not
I don't know what it is. I just got here.
No, I was going to ask. It's not a crypt of some kind, because I see placards. Maybe it's what do they call it? Watch your step.
There's a rock there.
Yeah, big rock.
It's a bank.
Yeah.
It's a bank, really?
Yeah.
We were trying to decide what it was. We were just talking about the
safe. You can see a big safe inside there.
Is that? It don't look much bigger than a safe nowadays.
That's true. They spent their money. We were safe.
That's right. Let's see, James Stewart Kane, pioneer banker and mining man, born in 1854, moved to Carson City, Nevada in 1875. Shortly thereafter, he and Martha D. Wells of nearby, Genoa, were married and moved to Bodie, where he engaged in lumber, freighting, banking, and mining operations. At one time, he owned Mono County's only bank. In 1933, Mr. Kane passed away at 84 years of age. It says, through his father and efforts, Bodie remains today. Dedicated September 12, 1964.
Yeah.
So it looks like.
Benefit of this. Claimers and others who
Clampers. Is that what they call them? Clampers and others who gave unstintingly of their time and energies to make possible the preservation of Bodie as a monument to our pioneer heritage, especially to Senator Paul Lunardi, and MLW Billup, and to all those other people, which I'm not going to read, and to the many others who gave encouragement to this marker is dedicated this 12th day of September 1964 as an action of the Supreme Council of the Ancient and Honorable Order of Eclampus Vitus.
That was one of the
Vitus.
mining fraternities.
Ah. This is the bank. This is a heavy door. Wow.
Actually, I wondered if that was the safe to the bank, and the bank is gone.
I think you're right. I think this probably is a safe. Cause
When they had the fire, the bank actually burned down, but the
Yeah.
safe was...
left intact. Or, yeah. Yeah, I would agree with you. That's just a bank vault. And of course you see some... Yeah, the bank was probably out here somewhere.
I'm just an aging drummer boy, and in the wars I used to play, and I've called a tune to many a torture session. Now they say I am a war criminal, and I'm fading away. Father, please hear my confession. I have legalized robbery, called it belief. I have run with the money, I have hit like a thief. Rewritten history with my armies and my crooks, invented memories. I did burn all the books, and I can still hear his laughter, and I can still hear his song. The man's too big, the man's too strong. Well, I tried to be me, I have tried to be mine, but I spat like a woman and assault like a child. I have lived behind walls that have made me alone, striven for peace, which I never have known. And I can still hear his laughter, and I can still hear his song. The man's too big, the man's too strong. Well, the sun rose on the courtyard, and they all did hear him say, "You always was a Judas, but I got you anyway. You may have got your silver, but I swear upon my life, your sister gave me diamonds, and I give them to your wife. Oh, Father, please help me, for I have done wrong." The man's too big, the man's too strong.